That's just trying to be an extension of the coach. Coach wanted the ball in my hands and me to be able to make the play, whether that's score or find somebody else to score. And I just tried to do the best I possibly could and seal the game because we had a lead and we just wanted to get out of today with a win.
All right, we're back here for part two. Jeek's stabbing behind the camera right now. We're going to talk about Isaiah Thomas's Jekyll and Hyde performance. So first, let's go to the Grandstand play of the game. Grandstand, the app for fans in these stands. Whether you're at the game, filming these plays, putting them up on Grandstand, you're at home and you want to see the plays from the fans' perspective, you got to download Grandstand. So go to grandstand.me or download Grandstand in the App Store. Let's take a look at our play of the game here. This is the crucial drive in slow motion at 240 frames per second here. Isaiah Thomas with the up and under, just under a minute left. He gets to the line. That three-point play is really what iced the game for the Celtics. And, Isaiah Thomas had this bizarre game where he had 0 points in the first half, 20 in the second half. I guess it was 20 in the end, right? And then what do you have for assists? He had 5 assists, which I think he had since halfway through the second quarter or something like that. It was just all offense for him in the second half. And it kind of, when you think about, we're gonna have to get back to this discussion eventually when Marcus Smart gets healthy of who do you start? You got 3 guys that are clearly starting caliber guys. Who do you start? And it seems that the Celtics can kind of survive when Isaiah has kind of like a down game offensively, but they still need him to have that kind of one quarter where he really takes over. It's not that it was a whole half. So does having him on we won't get into that conversation yet, but just what did you take out of tonight's game that kind of applies to the bigger picture when Smart comes back healthy?
He's a microwave and he can go off at any point. After the game he was asked by, I think, Bill Doyle, if I told you at halftime you'd finish the game with 20 points, what would you say? And Thomas would be like, no surprise. And really, it is no surprise because that's what he has the ability to do. Brad Stevens trusts him, even if he starts with an 0 for 7 night, to take the next 7 shots because he might make them because he's going to regress to the mean. In second half, I thought that they really got him downhill on a lot of pick and rolls, and he got that transition bucket on the Grandstand play of the game. And there was another play at the end of the third quarter. I think it was the end of the third quarter, Brad Stevens inserted him into the game for the last 10 seconds, and Thomas drove coast to coast, another and one, and those 3 points, really helped give them a little bit of separation. This is a nice little small move from Brad Stevens in the middle of the game that made a difference at the end.
Yeah, tied the game up at 75, but I think the thing that's most interesting about Isaiah Thomas' performance tonight is that in the first half, he only had 3 attempts, and that's not something we're used to seeing from Isaiah Thomas. We've seen him struggle before in parts of the game, but normally it's just his shot's not falling, it's coming up short, but only 3 attempts is kind of bizarre, and he mentioned in the post-game that he was feeling a bit lightheaded. He got his Gatorade, he got his energy chews, and kind of stepped up in the second half. And what's good for this team is that he struggled in the first half. Avery Bradley struggled to score in the first half. And Jared Sullinger was not knocking down shots. But Kelly Olynyk, Jay Crowder, and Amir Johnson all stepped up. And that's what you need to do. And that's kind of one of the strengths of this Celtics team is their depth, that they have other players who can kind of handle the scoring load when their stars are not peaking.
But how great of an advertisement for Gatorade was Isaiah Thomas' performance
really
tonight?
good.
The guy literally said he got his Gatorade chewables in, and then he had 20 points in the second half against, I was about to say against Derrick Rose, but I'm not really sure how much of an accomplishment that is right now. By the way, you said he's like a microwave. You never know when he's going to go off. What kind of microwave do you have at home?
Crazy.
Like a really unreliable microwave.
He's just a guy who can come off the bench possibly if Swat comes back, or he can start and he can just go off at any point.
Hopefully in a controlled setting in which he knows he's trying to go off.
He could pop that popcorn in under 2 minutes flat,
exactly.
especially on high. You put him up to level 10, you'd have no idea.
Exactly. He can get that popcorn done for you in no time.
All right, I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to give you guys an open floor. Is there anything else, we got 2 minutes left in the show, that you want to take out of tonight's game?
Yes. Sorry to cut you off.
Hey, I want
Kelly Olynyk. Whoa. Kelly Olynyk and Joakim Noah have beef. I know it's true. Every single time they were one-on-one against each other tonight, they went hard at each other, specifically Noah against Olynyk in the paint. They got tangled up once. They got man-bun beef, and I'm all for it. Your guys' thoughts?
My thought is also related to Olynyk, and in the first half, Brad Stevens ran an after-timeout play for him. It was a stagger screen coming off from the baseline, got the pass, and he was covered. However, he took a side dribble and drained a 3. There's not a lot of 7-footers in the league that can do that, and it's nice to see Stevens use him in a really unique way like that because that's not easy to defend. even though the Bulls did a good job of that.
That was like a God Zingas type move. That was like a God Linux type move.
Well, the thing with Olynyk is that if he actually is aggressive early, and maybe he just needs that man bun, just energy. But if he shoots early, then we saw later in the game he can actually draw fouls because people will go for his shot. So he needs to be somewhat aggressive so people will honor the stupid pump fake he does at the top of the key.
Well, he had a play in the first quarter where he did an up fake, got Mirotic in the air, and then leaned into Mirotic and drew the foul. Something Evan Turner did late in the game that I thought was I don't know if I would have given that foul because Turner like dove at Tony Snell. But Olynyk pulled off that move. That's that classic Dirk move, which I'm sure will be Porzingis' signature move. But that's something that Kelly should make a main part of his arsenal. That should be a go-to move that he uses a few times a game because he's one of the few guys that can really use it effectively.
For sure, and I think Olynyk does a good job of. I mean, I'm one of the few people that likes the pump fake if he's hitting shots because he's able to drive closeouts and create for teammates or for himself and get to the line. But it's nice to see him do what he did.
I'm not anti-pump fake. He just actually has to shoot because then the pump fake means
fair.
nothing. So it's really about him being aggressive at the start of games and really kind of setting the tone for the rest of the game.
Well, the thing is, earlier when he would pump fake, it was because he was scared to shoot the ball. And the pump fake was seen as a sign that he was afraid. But I think that's completely gone at this point. And with him, he uses the pump fake to try to drive the defender up so that he can get around the defender. And I haven't really seen a play this year that I can think of where I thought he pump faked because he was scared to shoot the ball. And that's the kind of subtle development that they're looking for with him. And he's made a few subtle developments over the last year and a half that he's actually a pretty effective rotation player. Just, I think his shot doesn't fall consistently. When his shot isn't falling, he's not really contributing much else offensively. He's also getting screwed on verticality calls. He got screwed at least twice a night.
One terrible
he had a
one
straight up
tonight.
verticality. I think it was the last one he had. He just stood there, waited, went straight up, and they still call a foul on him. So he's still not getting respect from the refs. But maybe if he kind of tightens that man bun up, he'll finally get the respect he deserves.
Got to do a stats breakdown on the man bun.
That's right. We'll have that for you sometime in the future. So that's it for us. The next time you see us will be after the undefeated Warriors visit the Boston Celtics. I am so unbelievably excited for that game. So we'll see you then. For Samuel, for Kevin. Is Kevin short for anything? Just Kevin. For Jeremy behind the camera, I'm Jared. We will see you on Friday on the Garnt Report.
There you go.
I was thinking about my mom at the point. That's why I put my two hands up. I was just telling my mom thank you because in the back of my mind I knew my mom was like, hit it baby, and I was just thanking my mom.
Yes, I'm the boss.